Can barely see the outline of the mountains today. Lots of smoke. Kind of helps a little bit to keep the temperatures down, but yesterday was, I don't know, 90s. Today I think will be too. Gotta get going here in just a second. Go chop weeds on the fairgrounds. Lots and lots of them to do. But good morning. So, Idaho's Tartar fire is not on this watch duty fire thing anymore. So, I don't know if it got absorbed by the big grass fire or just what happened, but that big grass fire is huge. 553,000, what was it, 971 acres, I think? Wow, that's huge. The one back here was 130,000 and extra, but that was big. This one, way, way bigger than that. I wonder how many square miles that is. I'll have to check real quick. Hold on a second. How many square miles is 551,971 acres?
551,971 acres is 862.455 square miles.
Yeah, that's a big bonfire. Wow. Big grass fire, they're calling it, so I'm assuming that that's just plains and grassland. And grass doesn't burn really hot, but it burns fast. And Hillbilly was saying a couple of days ago they were expecting 60-mile-an-hour winds. So no wonder it's so doggone big. Here's a fire map for it here. So the red splotch is the outline of the fire, which might not seem too big until you zoom out here and you look at the size of Idaho. Oops, I went too far. That's a big, big fire. This here is high fire danger warning. That's not a fire. But, I mean, that's huge. 553,971.3 acres. Wow. Zoom back down to the western United States, and I mean it ain't even there. It's just a big blotch. Lots and lots of fires. You go out here across the rest of the country, and they're not immune either. There's fewer of them, but there's still plenty of them. So, anyway, I heard a little bit more about the ranchers and the Forest Service conflict they were having, and it sounds like the Forest Service was burning private ground after the fire had already gone by. And so if that's the case, no wonder they're upset. If I mean, if there's no need for a backburn, you don't do a backburn, especially if it's on private ground. And I mean, you only get so much of the story usually, and half the time it's wrong anyway. So it's hard to know for sure what's going on unless you're there. Anyway, today, like I said, I got lots of weeds to chop, and I got this little splitter valve thing. We have a water tank that I thought was leaking, and I turned off the valve for it. Well, the water went away, and it doesn't look to me like the valve, or the tank I mean, is any lower. So that kind of tells me that it is probably not the tank, it's probably the frost-free hydrant has rusted a pinhole in it or something. So I'm going to put this onto the hydrant and turn it on and see if that big giant puddle comes back. If it does, that needs to be dug up before fair time, because it's in the corrals where the rodeo livestock is, and it's flooding them out. So, like I say, lots to do. I've been trying to get these little chicks on camera ever since they were born. They're getting bigger now. They're quail chicks. If you ever been around quail, they're about the size of a robin, basically. Oops, where'd they go? There they are. When these guys were born, they were no bigger than your thumb, and just cute as can be. Shoot, they're half grown already now. They haven't been cooperating at all. Every time they come around, they don't stick around. And the two on the pile of boards there, they look like they're both females. The males have a big splotch on their belly, a big black dot. But there was about 6 of these little chicks, and they're down to 2 of them is all. The little guys went into that pile of brush right there. It's been pretty interesting watching them. It looks like both the males and females must raise these. The male has been sitting on a fence post. Oops. It's been sitting on a fence post kind of as a watchdog, it seems, keeping an eye out while the females run around and do other things. And like I said, there was 6 of those. They're down to just 2, so they must not be working all that well. I know ravens and crows and things are hard on them, but I haven't seen any of them. I haven't seen any of the neighbor cats either, so I don't know for sure what happened to them. As dry as it is, it might just be the weather. Sometimes too wet or too dry, and they just don't do well. Anyway, I gotta get to work. This water tank is the one I thought was leaking, but turning off this valve here, it has dried up. All these pens here were all flooded. About gotta be that hydrant. That's not good news. That means we'll have to dig it up. Put this on it for a little while and see if the water shows up again, but I don't think it's the tank. Okay, so leave that on for a little while and see if any water shows up. I'm kind of betting it's going to. And I hope not, though. Putting my ear against that, I can hear water running, so I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. But before we go digging it up, kind of need to know for sure. Well, I was afraid of that. It's not the tank. It's a water hydrant. Yeah, that didn't take very long. That water's actually running. So, guess we gotta get somebody to come out here and dig this up. That'll be fun.